Buckle up, guys. Today we are going to watch a judge walk a defendant through a situation that spiraled faster than he ever expected. The judge lays out the charge with zero fluff, reminding him that 6 months and a hefty fine are on the line if this goes sideways. Meanwhile, the officer's narrative paints a chaotic scene, a capital murder warrant underway, a perimeter locked down, and this guy casually walking straight into it like he's checking his mail. The commands were repeated, ignored, and finally enforced when officers had no choice but to take him down. The judge keeps digging for clarity, trying to understand if the defendant was even connected to the suspect. Turns out he wasn't, which makes his stubbornness even harder to justify. This entire segment sets the tone for what happens when someone decides their judgment outranks a felony stop.
Sir, you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Yes, sir.
On March 28, 2025, an officer was in the process of serving a capital murder warrant on a suspect in Harris County, Texas. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who was identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the officer's perimeter, got out of their motor vehicle, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to stop and stay right there. The defendant refused and continued to ignore officers while walking towards the residence. The officer's supervisor ordered the defendant to step back multiple times and then grabbed the defendant and took him to the ground.
Him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was he the capital murder suspect?
No, Your Honor.
I live there.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
I believe that they were in the process of serving a warrant on someone else at the residence, and that's when they came in contact with the defendant. Ordered him to stop. He refused to stop going towards the residence. Your Honor.
Did it serve the warrant? What ended up happening?
Looks like after refusing commands, there was a brief struggle where he was detained.
Was the murder suspect there?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. It does not say. I have no further facts that show if the warrant was service was complete on the warrant or not, Your Honor, or completed at the time. I just believe that they were in the process and believed him to be at the residence, and that's when this incident occurred.
Read it again, if you don't mind.
Yes, Your Honor. On March 28, 2025, the law enforcement officer and Squad 5 of the Houston Police Department's Gang Division served a capital murder warrant for a suspect observed inside a truck at a nearby residence. While conducting a felony stop, the defendant, who is identified by his Texas ID card, pulled up on the perimeter, got out of the vehicle, walked to the sidewalk, and began walking to the residence where the murder suspect was. The supervisor then ordered the defendant to stop and to stay right there. The defendant refused and continued ignoring officers and walking towards the residence. The supervisor ordered him to step back multiple times, but the defendant was once again ignored the officers. The law enforcement officer grabbed the defendant and made him bounce and the ground.
Okay, so now, but when you first started, you said they were going to a capital murder suspect in a car.
Yes, Your Honor. That's what. So I was originally reading the summary, and I'm going straight from the gems now, Your Honor. It looks like the suspect was observed inside a truck at a nearby residence.
So the suspect is not even in the residence. No.
Then they later state that there was that the suspect, that the defendant here was walking towards the residence where the murder suspect was. I'm not sure, Your Honor. I have nothing to that.
I'm gonna find no probable cause in your case. Just be careful, man.
Sir.
When you get into a pissing match with
I understand.
who's gonna win?
They are. I understand.
No.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hand.
All right. Sit down.
Please.
Judge, the arraignments we have left, we're waiting on the attorneys to show up.
Okay.
So Johnson, we're done for now. If anybody can still.
The judge presses the officer to reread the report, and the contradictions start spilling out. First, the murder suspect is in a truck, then supposedly in a residence, and none of it lines up cleanly. The officer struggles to reconcile the details, and the judge's patience wears thin as the story keeps shifting. With no solid chain of facts, the judge makes the call, no probable cause. The defendant gets a very direct reality check about playing tough with law enforcement, because no matter how confident he felt that day, the officers were always going to outmuscle his decisions. The case is dismissed, but the message is unmistakable. Recklessness during a felony stop is a fast track to getting yourself hurt or worse. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.